Welcome to Sydney.
Well, we're trying to get out of Sydney.
Yes.
We're going to be scouting out a possible project car. Yes, but first there is horrible traffic.
Well, you are driving.
GI Yaris. Did you see it?
I did not.
There's a white one. It's probably cool in the video.
You nearly missed it, didn't you?
Yes.
Because you were...
Yes! I did nearly miss it. It is Bond Street Road.
Yes, the complete opposite to you. Complete opposite to you.
Yes.
You are not straight.
That is correct. Okay, so this is day 2 of this little adventure to scope out the little project. We're about 3 minutes away. So we'll see. Are you excited? I am. Even if you're not.
See, that's a little...
Oh, this is the cafe
Yeah.
thing you want to go to. Trinkets! Yeah, I've got like my computer and stuff in there.
Oh,
Cool.
we'll need to get the white lines off.
Oh, don't worry about
To get the
getting to
computer.
the computer.
Oh, you don't want to actually get the computer
No,
out?
I'll plug in through the OBD.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And scan it up like that.
Yes. No, I assume it's been sitting here for 2 years. I assume everything is. I bought it off a sort of mature bloke,
Yeah.
old bloke in the 60s or 70s up in Newcastle, who was actually in the car industry, so he looked after it like a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was his pride and joy, and he wouldn't come down off.
Now that I've got my overalls on, let's take a good look around this car. So you can see it's got the desirable, I guess, BAM or BAM engine as it's well known, but everything looks a little bit like a mess. Let's have a look under here, see what's, okay, so there's a big problem there, and that car is definitely not going to run. So that's really interesting. What do you think about that? Massive crack and gash in the sump, and you can see there as well that's probably contributed to that issue where the mount bolts have sheared off and then that side of the engine's dropped down. Anyway, let's keep looking around. Some goodies there. You can see some coilovers. Nice to always have those, and a good wood sticker there too. I think I'm going to keep that one on the car. I'm definitely not going to remove that. And just looking around to see that everything is present, just so I know that when it comes time to putting the car together, I'm going to be able to actually put it back together without having too much trouble. Checking out the paintwork here, it's a lovely green color. It's actually a pearl green color, and looking at the code here, it's for LZ6W, which is really good, so we know what paint code that is now. It's a lovely sort of pearlescent green. And I'm just checking out the rest of the car and the rest of the parts. There's the bumper, some other bits there. Let's go inside. You can see it's got a lovely green drop top as well. There's an owner's manual or service manual, which is really good. There's another issue there, and that's the Roadster's glass peeling off from the fabric. But let's keep looking. And the interior looks actually in very good condition, so I'm happy about that. Okay, I think it's time to plug into the OBD. Okay, so I'll turn it on. Now, if you missed it, you might want to just rewind a little bit back to the fizz screen there. There was something a little bit different that you would have seen with the startup. Now I've got my VCDS Rostec scanner out and just doing an auto scan here just to see what's going on. Mainly what I'm doing is making sure that the car can still communicate with all of the important control modules, and so far we can see that yes, they are present, which is a good thing. The owner actually was informing me that only a few weeks ago there was a massive, I guess, rat or mouse infestation in the area due to floods. I guess when it floods, mice come out and they freak out, they don't know where to go, and they just started running around everywhere. And so he had to put all these different mouse baits everywhere, and the main concern for me was that the mice might have chewed away at the wiring. And so you can see that there's even more things that are showing up as wrong or an issue from this auto scan, but it's good to see that there are still communications with all of these modules that are present still, and they're not showing no communications, which would be even worse. You can actually see a dead mouse there in the left of the screen, but underneath there's more to be found. Okay, so there's a spare wheel there, which is really good, and then a spare engine as well. This is good because it's a BAM, B-A-M, which is the other one. But now I just want to see if it turns over. The challenge is this is hitting the flywheel there, so I'm just gonna see if we can get that off. I'm not sure if that clutch will be good or not, but you know, we'll see what happens. Good thing is there's half of a mount on this side, but the mount to chassis bush is missing, so that's what I need. All right, so we've just gotten home and I just want to talk about what we've found in this storage. So out there, it's about 3 hours away from where we live. We have visited someone who's had some issues with the TT. So obviously it's a Mk1 Audi TT. It's in this awesome sort of green metallic color. Looking at the color code that's on the sticker in the back, it looks like the color is called Desert Green. I think I actually have a model of it. Let me just grab it for you, one sec. Okay, so I'm back. This is actually really cool. I've got a few Audi TT Mk1 models. I do love the design, and you know, back 20 years ago, whatever, I'd always wanted one. This is probably going to be the third official one that we're going to get our hands on. But yeah, check this out. This is a model that I got from a friend. His name is Michael. Awesome guy. Thank you so much for this. Hold on, it's not focusing. Anyway, I'll take a picture of it so you guys can see exactly what I'm trying to show you. There we go. It's an awesome green color, which is, I think, pretty much the same as this green. And yes, it is a Roadster as well. So another Roadster comes my way, hopefully very, very soon. Just have to work out some of the logistics around getting it from point A to point B. Obviously, the car has some issues. It's definitely not gonna run in the state that it's in. Obviously, we need to do some work to it. But as you've seen in my channel, it is something that's definitely within my capacity, and I reckon I'd be able to get it running quite soon after we've got it transported to a better suitable space where the work can be done. So I'm super excited that we've gone out of our way, it's definitely gone out of our way to meet this bloke, and he has really good history on the car. You can tell that he was very, very passionate about it. When we were talking about the car, he knew things, you know, that I guess regular car owners wouldn't be aware of, which is really, really good. And there are some really nice parts that are on there already. As you've seen in the videos there that I was taking, there are some good bits with the suspension. The exhaust looks nice. And there are some other things as well that I found out after that you can't see, obviously because of the gearbox is covering the clutch and things like that. But there are some other goodies in there that will make this car a little bit more of an extra special project due to, you know, not only the color, but also its little, the history around it. Seems it was a little bit troubled for some time, and also it having some of these really nice parts on there. So I'm really, really looking forward to getting this done. So I am definitely looking forward to that, bringing you guys some more Audi TT content, but this time jumping into the world of the Mk1, the original model with a Roadster in the desert green pearl with a green drop top as well. So that's it. What do you think, everyone? Do you think we're crazy, or should we restore this Roadster TT or wreck it? Let us know what you think in the comments below, and if you'd like to see any further updates on which way we go, please remember to like and subscribe to this channel.